Hello, my dear students. Have you watched Miss Anne's video about adverbs of frequency? I hope so. Now, after watching Miss Anne's video, I want you to bring your book and come watch this video with me. We're going to talk about adverbs of frequency. What are adverbs of frequency? We already said always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, seldom, scarcely, and never. These are our adverbs of frequency. When do we use them? We usually use them with the present simple tense to talk about how often things that happen repeatedly. Let's put them here and have an example together to get a clear picture of the adverbs of frequency. I go to school by bus. Now, if I'm an enrolled student in the bus and every day I go to school using my bus. Every day I get on the bus and go to school. I never go by car. I never walk to school. If I miss the bus, I don't go to school. So what am I going to say to describe this state? I always go to school by bus. This is something that always happens every time. I never skip it. This is the meaning of always. It means every time, all the time. What if I say usually? It means that I go to school by bus every day, but maybe if I miss the bus or something, I have another way to go. Maybe my mom will drive me or I walk to school if I miss the bus. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen often. What if I say often? I often go to school by bus. This also means most of the time, a lot of times, more than half of the time, but it's not as much as always and usually. It means often. Maybe I go to school by bus 3 days every week, but the other 2 days I go by car. If I say sometimes, it means half of the time. Half of the time I go by bus, and half of the time my mom or my parents drive me. I sometimes go to school by bus. What if I say rarely? Rarely means some rare occasion, something rare that doesn't happen a lot. When something is rare, it means it doesn't happen a lot. It is not like usually or often or sometimes. It is something rare. Like maybe I never go by bus, but on rare occasions, if I'm going to my friend's home, I go by bus. So I rarely go to school by bus. If I say I never go to school by bus, it means there is no bus. As you can see, I never go to school by bus means my name is not in any list of a bus and I never go by bus, not once for the whole year. I never go to school by bus, not ever. It doesn't happen. This is a negative sentence. I never go to school by bus. Let's take a look at this rule together. When I have a sentence and I have an adverb of frequency, where do I put it? Do I put it before or after the verb? I have a subject, I have a verb, and then the rest of the sentence. Where do I put always? Let's see, what have we already said? I usually go to school by bus. In this sentence, usually is before the main verb. The adverb of frequency is before the main verb. So if I have a main verb like go, I put the adverb of frequency before the main verb. I often go to school by bus. Susan eats healthy food. Am I going to say always before or after the main verb? Before the main verb. Exactly. So this is the rule. I do not change it. Susan always eats healthy food. What if I have this. Let's think together. Belle buys gifts for her friends. Where do I put the adverb of frequency? Before the verb or after? I will apply the same rule. Is this a main verb or is it verb to be? It's a main verb. It's a regular verb. Belle usually buys gifts for her friends. What if I have a sentence with verb to be? Like, for example, it is cold in the winter. This sentence is about a fact and it has verb to be. It is cold in the winter. If I want to say always or usually, where can I put it? It is cold in the winter. Am I going to put it before verb to be or after? After verb to be. It is always cold in the winter. I have is. This is verb to be. Am or is or are. When I find am or is or are with the present simple, I put the adverb of frequency after the verb. It is always cold in the winter. Mr. Frank is never late for class. So the rule goes as follows. Before the main verb, after verb to be. Adverbs of frequency come before the main verb and after verb to be. Before the main verb, after verb to be. Let's have some examples. Choose the correct answer. Dolly and Molly often drink or drink often or often drinks cappuccino at Latino Cafe. So the first thing I will see is this, the subject. Is it he or she or it or not? Dolly and Molly, is this he or she or it? No, it's they. Dolly and Molly. So I need to use the verb as it is, in the root form, in the base form. Dolly and Molly often drink often drinks cappuccino. Excellent. Often drink. No S, and the adverb of frequency comes before the main verb. Pam, her friend at home. Pam visits sometimes, or sometimes visit, or sometimes visits. Which sounds right? First think with common sense which one sounds better, and then check it with the rule. I think this one sounds better because sometimes visits sounds good when I say it. Pam sometimes visits her friend. Let's see why. Because Pam is she. So with she, I need to use S. So visits, not visit. And where do I put sometimes? Before the verb or after the verb? Before the main verb. This is our rule. So I check it with the rule and it's correct. Pam sometimes visits her friend at home. Do as shown between brackets. Dora goes to school by car. Use always. So I need to put always in this sentence. How can I do it? Dora goes to school by car. Do I have verb to be? No. This is the main verb and I'm going to put always before it. Dora always goes to school by car because this is the main verb. Let's take some more sentences. Do as shown between brackets. Bob is happy. Use usually. So here I want to use usually in this sentence. This sentence is in the present simple as you can see. Bob is happy. I'm talking about Bob's state. Bob is happy. Where can I put usually? Come on, try. Try to answer it on your own. Bob is happy. Use usually. Where can I put usually? Before the verb or after the verb? Bob is happy. Bob is usually happy. This sounds very good. Now let's check it with the rule. Bob is usually happy. I have verb to be here. Bob is happy. This is verb to be. After verb to be. This is my rule, so I will put it after verb to be. Bob is usually happy. So it's correct. First, I answer from my mind using common sense as if I'm speaking or writing on my own, and then I check it with the rule. The rule says that adverbs of frequency come after verb to be. Luna has cereal for breakfast. Where is the verb here? Who can find the verb? Can you find the verb? Yes, has is the verb. Is this verb to be? No, it isn't. Luna has cereal for breakfast. This is not verb to be. So I'm going to put usually before the main verb. Luna usually has cereal for breakfast. So you see how it works. I find the adverb of frequency, I find the verb, and if it is verb to be, I will put it after it, and if it is not verb to be, I will put usually before. Richard is late. Use never. So I want to say never in this sentence. Richard is late. Is this verb to be? Yes. Richard is late. This is verb to be. Am is an are. So I have is. I'm going to put never after it. Richard is never late. Easy? Phil doesn't play basketball. This one is in the negative form. I want to use often. Phil doesn't play basketball. Where is the verb? Who can find the verb? The first thing you need to do in the sentence is to find the verb. So this is the verb. Phil doesn't play. Play is the verb. And I put doesn't before it because it's in the negative form. Phil doesn't play basketball. I want to use often. Often comes before the main verb. Phil doesn't often play basketball. See how easy it is? I don't care that I have doesn't. I will put often before the main verb. So it doesn't matter if it's in the negative form or even a question. I will put often before the main verb and after verb to be. Any adverb of frequency will come before the main verb and after verb to be. So the first thing I need to do is find the verb. Where is the verb? First, I already made sure this is present simple. Of course. Does Belle visit her aunt? Does Belle visit her aunt? This is present simple. What am I going to do? I'm going to look for the verb. The verb is visit, right? Visit is the verb, right? Visit is the verb. Does Belle visit her aunt? Because it's the main verb, it's not verb to be, I will put the adverb of frequency before. Before the main verb. Does Belle always visit her aunt? Does Belle always visit her aunt? This is what it will sound right. Does it sound good? Yes. Does Belle always visit her aunt? Do you always come to school this late? Do you usually go to school by bus? All of these questions have an adverb of all of these questions have an adverb of frequency before the main verb.